All right, what's up, boys? This video, it's not going to be a setup of the day because we were pretty much in a 7-point range for like an hour plus on ES today. And you guys know maybe by now that I only trade the first hour and a half, and usually it's really only the first hour. So if I make these setup of the day videos, they're all going to be only within the first hour and a half of the session. So instead, I'm just going to show you the trade that I took today. And it was a setup that I would look for during conditions like we had today. And basically that is a low a day fail. And I learned that from watching how Carmine Rosado trades. Essentially, what really gave me the idea was the fact that we were consolidating near this edge of value that I have at 35.50, and also in between that and the previous session high. And I had no reason to get short today at all unless we were trading below 220, I believe was in my plan. And obviously we weren't down there. So what happened was we're kind of consolidating at the low a day. And I spent a lot of time just waiting for us to really break low a day. First, I wanted to see this order at 35.50 fill, or the 35 order fill with a better sweep than we got. So I didn't take it right here, but this is initially where I developed that thesis, and then it didn't give me a good enough sweep, so I didn't take it. We were still consolidating, so I'm like, all right, let me see if I can get the same thing that I wanted again. I marked out low a day. You can see that by the blue line here. We get a nice sweep, a better one than before, and I got in long at 36.25, so like right about here. As soon as I saw a little bit of buying come in, that's when I took it long. This is essentially like a low a day fail, and the target for the low a day fail would be the opposite end of balance. So in this case, it was really like 42, but I actually wanted it all the way up to 62.50. So I was in long at 36.25, targeting 62.50, and it looked really good in the beginning. My thesis was, all right, I'm gonna go break even as soon as we clear these orders at 43. We get up to 43 and we kind of stalled a little bit, or we get up to 42 and we stalled a little bit. So I just said, all right, I'm going to break even here. And really, I could have probably just taken the trade off since we didn't blast through those orders at 43. If this was going to work out how I imagined in my head, we would have just blasted through. We would have just blasted through 43 instead of getting this type of like little mini rejection. I mean, really, as soon as you go back down to like 38, that's when I can really kind of invalidate it. But I stopped out for this one on break even, and this was definitely like a good trade that I would take during a balanced conditions, during a session that was very balanced, which obviously today was very balanced. So I'm not happy, or I'm not unhappy with the trade at all. I'm actually happy that I took it. Unfortunately, I went break even, but I mean, that's just how it goes sometimes. Today, obviously, like, this is not even a 10-point range in like an hour and a half. So obviously it wasn't going to be favorable. I knew that it wasn't going to be favorable today because we got some stuff going on at the in the middle of the week, and then it's obviously a shortened week as well. But I'll just show you guys my pre-market plan real quick too. So this is my pre-market plan for this session. Nothing on the calendar, shortened week. Not interested in being the first to sell at all-time highs. I would like to play long on a pullback as long as we're above 6,200. I would only be interested in playing short if 6,200 to 183 broke with strong selling to target 55 to 150. So obviously this setup was aligned with my plan, and even better, it was at a good location. And honestly, if we weren't trading, if it wasn't consolidating at this edge of value I had at 35.50, then I probably wouldn't have taken this. But the location was there. I had the scenario in my head already. I got a pretty good entry, I'd like to say. I mean, this move down here happened very quickly. So, I mean, I would say I got a pretty good entry. It just didn't really work out, and I got out for break even. So there's nothing really to complain about. But that was obviously not the best. Like, that was a setup of the day. There wasn't really too many good setups other than just fading the edges of value on this particular session, at least for the AM session. But Yeah, that was the first trade I've taken in almost 2 weeks, if not 2 weeks. So I'm happy with the amount of patience I had to wait for it, and I'm happy that I took it. But that's how the cookie crumbles. I was expecting today to be balanced, so whatever. But if you guys like these order flow videos, please don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.